Right, so we'll crack on. I've got an awesome looking PowerPoint for you to get through. So let's get on to what the future of our guild is hoping to look like. So what do we have? When we started the Hidden Guild, or when I started the Hidden Guild, the idea was that we would have a place where people could come to, where they could play any game they wanted, any time of the day, with plenty of other like-minded people, without trolls, people dicking about and putting up with random matchmaking. So what do we actually have? We've got about 200 members. About 30 of those members are regularly active in our chats and in the server. And we've probably got about 15 of those that actively get involved in some sort of gaming on a semi-regular basis. So this tells us that our new members don't get involved when they join, and that we don't have enough engagement from our existing members. We've not engaged them, not got them going, not done any of that. What we do have is a really strong community. The community we've built is phenomenal. You know, the stuff we do, the mental health Mondays, the book clubs, the chats and discussions that we have, and just the silly nonsense that we get up to, live meetups, all that stuff, absolutely fantastic. But what we lack is in the actual game inside of what we do. So how are we going to get engagement from our members? We're going to do this with a few different things. First of all, we're going to have a training program for our new members. Now, we'll cover this a bit more in a later time, probably, but the general gist of it is that our new members will come in and they'll be paired up with another member, a member who is active within the guild, within the chats, within games, and that person will spend a week, two tops, with this new trainee, and show them the server, where the channels are, what to do, who to speak to, all that sort of stuff, get them involved in a game, get them involved in conversations, and generally make them feel welcome. So that's what we're going to do with our new members, and we'll cover that in a bit later on, a bit more time. So to engage our current members that we have now, we're going to gamify your membership, because that appeals to everyone. It's something we have tried to do in the past, but we didn't quite get the execution right, so we're going to go for it and do it in a better way now. We're going to do this with a couple of different things. We're going to use ranks and grades, and we're going to have a bounty board, and we'll cover these next. So first of all, ranks and grades. These ranks are going to be based on your experience and achievements within the guild. The grades are going to be for your engagement and activity. Okay, so focusing on ranks first, this is about experience and achievement. There are going to be 6 ranks that we're going to have going forward. We're going to have the trainee. Now, this is the newest player learning the controls, which we just spoke about going into the training program. After that, we've got newbie, and this is for the people who have now found their feet and committed to the guild's rules and everything that we're about. Then there's going to be the players. This is an active, reliable member who contributes to community events. And this is probably the rank that people will be helping out the trainees from. Then you've got the veteran, the skilled member who mentors others and has a deep knowledge in a specific game or genre. And these people will be looking at these to sort of run games and be the experts in a particular game, and bring people on and generally run those and get those going. Then you've got the legend, who's a master of the guild, long-term commitment and wisdom define our community, proper champion of what we're trying to do. And then you've got the developers, which will be the core leadership team, which are now the managers that we all know. So let's delve into these ranks a little bit deeper then. So this is a manual process with promotions being granted by the leadership team. It's a permanent badge to show your skill and commitment to the guild. They can never be taken away. So once you've achieved a rank, it's yours. The only way it would be taken away from you is a flagrant disregard for the rules, or at your request that you no longer want it. And these may include some responsibility, so things like being part of the training program or running a game, that sort of thing, for those that want that sort of responsibility. Then we've got the grades. So you've got ranks and grades. So these are a little bit different. The grades run from grade 1 to grade 4, and this is all about your engagement and activity within the server itself. This is going to be an automatic process controlled by our bot, so that the leaders don't have any influence on this. It's all purely calculated on your activity level. So every activity that you do within the server generates some XP. So every message that you put into a chat channel, or every minute that you spend in a voice channel, generates you XP. These XP attain you levels. Now, the levels are in themselves completely irrelevant. It's just something that the bot uses to count your XP. But the levels will unlock your grades. So at certain levels that will set in due time and possibly adjust as time goes on if people leveling up too quick. So these levels give you a grade. So your grades 1, 2, 3, or 4. To stop it getting out of hand, your XP will decay. So obviously, if you disappear for a while, which is quite within what we do and the way we work, your XP will decay, and will be more difficult to maintain a grade 4 than it would be to maintain a grade 2. That's something that's quite important. It's something we have to do, really, because if we didn't, then over time everybody would be at grade 4 and it just wouldn't do anything, So the grades may hide certain features. Now, this is an important thing that I really want to stress. So the idea of the guild when we first started was that it was going to be free for all, and it still must remain free for all. So the type of features I'm planning on hiding here behind these things are things like our self-promotion channel, where you can promote your own Twitch streams and all that sort of stuff, your YouTube channels. Quite happy for people to do that. However, I believe that this should only, people who join the server just to do that shouldn't be allowed to do that. So yes, you may need to be a grade 2 or 3 before you can start promoting stuff. You should be active here to be able to promote your things, and I don't think that's unfair at all. The core experience of the guild is and should always be exactly the same for every member, whether you are a trainee grade 1 or a developer grade 3. It has to be the same, and it should always be the same, and I don't ever want to come away from that. But some things we might have to just change. The idea here is that we are encouraging your participation and not punishing you for not participating, and that will never change. Similarly, the higher ranks that we discussed earlier, they can only be achieved with higher grades. So we don't want somebody who's not active at all in the guild but running a game. That wouldn't make sense either. And once you've achieved these higher ranks, and you have to take some sort of leave of absence for whatever reason, your grades aren't going to fall all the way back down to 1. We'll cap them at certain points, so we don't have to worry too much about that. And then we've got the bounty board. So the bounty board is a list of monthly tasks that you can complete. These bounties will come with an XP boost to boost up your XP's levels and grades. And in order to claim a bounty, it has to be done via a screenshot and verified by a developer. And the bounties can be generic or used to put focus on a particular game or genre. So the bounty might be something like complete a raid with 2 other guildmates, 50 XP, or whatever it might be. So they could be nice and generic like that, so you could apply it to any game. Or we might, if there's a big release that month or something's come out on Game Pass that's got a new season or something like that, we may use these bounties to push people into those games and try and generate activity that way. And that is pretty much it.